What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the 6th Round Podcast, episode 37. Let's go. And we got another fight card to talk about. Just UFC this week, not a stacked out weekend at all. And I can't even really say it's a good card. Cause
it's a great card. We got 7 people making their debut. That is exciting.
It's more than hopefully it's a sleeper card. On paper, this is not a good card.
Yeah. I feel like that happens all the time, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, oh, on paper it's not great, but it turned out really well. I just feel like it probably will be okay.
And with being in France, there's a whole lot of French fighters on the card, you know what I mean?
No,
like
exactly.
So it's like if they start popping off with great performances, then, you know, it could definitely build up a lot of hype for sure.
Oh, yeah. This card could easily just start building and building just because of the... You know, if the French fighters are winning, just the hype from the crowd just going up and up.
Exactly.
So.
But at the main event, the top of the bill, the fight that this card was built around. Motherfucking Bonga Mean, Cyril Gane is back versus Sergey Spivak. And there's just so many things with this fight for me. Because it's just a weird position for Cyril to be in, because if Cyril gets a win here, it's like, and like we can't just put him back into the title picture, you know what I mean? Like it,
right?
Like I don't. It's hard, but yeah, so many thoughts with it though. I don't know where to start with it. I guess we could just start with the fight itself.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think is going to win this one? What are your predictions? We'll start with that.
Oh. I kind of want you guys to go first.
It's hard. I just honestly think that... I mean, it's not that hard. I feel like Cyril's got it. You know what I mean? I honestly think that he should have it because with Sergey, his last 3 wins are Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, and then Derek Lewis. Augusto Sakai. Okay, thank you. But and then he lost to Tom Aspinall when he was fighting people at the top. You know, he lost to Marcin Tybura.
It was also like, you know, before they like, you know, he lost to Tom before he like got up there and stuff too.
Yeah, but it was only 2 years ago. You know, Tom knocked him out. It's not that long ago. And his wins since aren't where Cyril's been fighting. You know, like Cyril, like he's had 2 losses since, but it's been John Jones and Francis Ngannou with wins over Tai Tuivasa, also Derek Lewis, Alexander Volkov, Rosenstruck. You know what I mean? Like he just has much better names and much better fights. I just think that he's probably more technical and can definitely just knock him out.
That's fair. The biggest that's where it's just hard though, because it's the grappling.
Yeah.
And it's like this is where it's hard, because it's like, I don't know, the first time we really got to see him grapple at like, you know, a high level was with Francis, and it like, yeah, he lost because of the grappling, but like it all came down to the 5th round where he got Francis down, he was on top, and then he went for a heel hook. You know what I mean? It was a stupid mistake, but it's like, if he didn't do that, he could have just probably spent the rest of that round on top and could have gotten that win. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was that small IQ play. But then again, you know, John Jones in the last one, it's like he had absolutely nothing. Like, he just got completely run over, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, obviously, Sergey isn't as good of a grappler as Jones, but he's probably a good amount better than Francis, if I had to guess.
I would say a lot better than Francis.
I mean, like, you know,
thing is with Francis, he didn't have any he doesn't really have any offensive grappling. All of his offense was his striking. His grappling was mainly used for defense.
Yeah, but you know, because didn't he like score a couple? Didn't he score takedowns in the Cyril Gane fight?
He did, but that was the first time he ever used offensive grappling.
No, but that's what.
That's what I'm saying though. Like with Francis, he had to do that because his knees were shot, and he mentioned that after the fight, like how his knees were shot that whole camp. Like he fucked up his knee. Like he had to change his game plan because he knew he wasn't going to be able to go out there and just knock him out in like a round or two. Like he knew he was in there for the long haul, so he needed to do something different.
I guess where it's hard for me, because Francis, I feel like he's good at playing his cards like close to his vest in terms of like his actual skill level. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
I mean, after the Stipe loss, like he had the then loss to Derek Lewis where he was gun shy.
Well, yeah,
and then rattled off so many first round finishes that we're like, okay, he's still doing the same thing, and then boom,
But that's where he started training at he started training at Extreme Couture after the losses too. You know,
but that's what I'm saying though. He still looked like the old Francis in terms of the way he was throwing strikes, because he was just kind of throwing caution to the wind. But then when he came to the Stipe fight, all of a sudden, boom, he learned how to he learned takedown defense, because Stipe tried to shoot on him, and it was a perfect fucking like sprawl from him, and it's just like, oh fuck.
Nah, yeah, but so like that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. That's where for me it's hard to judge exactly where Francis's skill level is at with that. You know, so just like bringing it back to Cyril, I'm just not sure exactly how big of a hole it is for him. You know. And yeah, against someone like Sergey Spivak, like being able to ragdoll Derek Lewis like that in round 1 and get him out of there, like that's pretty damn impressive. Like that's a big boy, But I feel like at the end of the day, to your point, Kate, I feel like Cyril's is gonna be more technical on the feet. I feel like he's gonna be able to use that range, use the footwork and the distance to just kind of stay ahead of Spivak, and probably gets like a 3rd round finish, something like that. You know what I mean? If I had to guess, like, I feel like that's probably, but
yeah, I don't think he's gonna like go out there and finish him 1st round, but I feel like he can definitely win the decision. And
yeah,
I just feel like with his striking and just being a little taller, few inches longer, he might be able to knock him out though. He'd been knocked out before, and yeah,
like because on the feet, like in terms of like just straight up kickboxing, like it's not even close.
Yeah, if this is just a kickboxing match, like Spivak's getting
it's over in
through like that.
Yeah, that's over in under 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, but
it's not kickboxing. This is MMA.
Exactly, but that's why it's just such a good matchup, though. I love it.
No, it is really a good matchup. I think this is the biggest reason they gave him Sergey Spivak is because of the grappling deficiencies we've seen in his last 2 fights. Like, yeah, the Francis one was more of in the last round at least, it was more of a low IQ play. Yeah. But still, Francis was able to take him down with barely any knees.
Yep.
Like, we can't just gloss over that part.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And so, like, that's why I do think, like, they gave him Spivak, because Spivak right now, because Curtis Blade's already booked and they fought already. They didn't fight already.
No, but he just lost. You know what I mean? But
he had just lost. Yeah, exactly. And now he's booked with Jai Alton.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, like, even with them both coming off losses, the UFC isn't trying to give Curtis Blades that, like, hey, let's keep you fighting up in these top 5.
No,
and,
you know,
to beat Cyril. Then
yes. So it's
But I'm more leaning towards Spivak in this fight.
You think Paul Bear's going to get it done?
I think that with what we've seen so far from Gane, because like you said, he had that low IQ play at the end of the 5th round. Jones, like, freaking smothered him with that guillotine.
Yeah.
I just think that if Spivak does get him down, if he makes one mistake, Spivak can just capitalize on it and sub him. Like,
not yet. That is
and
very fair.
Really do see that potentially happening. Like, I'm like still split, but I'm like 60-40 to Spivak right now by submission.
See, I'm like the other way, but I definitely think that he can do that. It's always an option. I just think that Cyril's going to be able to get this done. I think it would be cool though if Spivak could get the win though. Like, I would like for him to win. It's not even like any hate to Cyril or anything, but it's like with Sergey being 28 years old, just like coming up number 7, just getting like another newer name up in there and just switching shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, if Jones and Miocic both retire after their fight, we get Sergey versus Sergey for the vacant title.
Well, because motherfucking Tommy
it'd be Sergey versus Tommy, but
because that's the thing, like really like the next thing, it's like, where does the winner go with this? Because the title picture is just so fucked up right now.
It's full. It's full. It's backed up right now, just because it's like Sergey Pavlovich obviously deserves a title shot. Like that's just no question about it. Like
he's gonna be the backup fighter for 2 heavyweight title fights in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like he deserves it. Like that's no question, no bones about that. It's who will he be? It's who will he be fighting for the title? Because we genuinely don't know if it's gonna be Jones or the person. Or someone else, because it's a vacant title.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be... Like, Jones has been talking, like, as of late, he's like, I'm not looking to fight, like, Pavlovich or Tom. Like, yeah, these are great guys, but he's like, I'm looking to, like... I'm not looking for a legacy right now. He's like, this is a business to me. You know what I mean? So, like, he's...
Well, that's the thing. If it's a business to him, there's literally no other heavyweights that even matter at that point.
I know.
He's going to retire.
Yeah, that's...
Like, that's...
So, like, he's already, saying that he's not going to fight them. But yeah, I mean, because Tom said that he's gonna be in Paris, he's gonna be there, ready to go into the cage face off against the winner.
Which I mean, you get Spivak, that's a rematch.
Yeah, I'd much rather Tom versus Cyril.
Same, I would rather Tom versus Cyril. And so that's all. Like, but then again, like because of how fucked up the title pictures, we don't know who's gonna come out of this. And who's going to be fine for this? Because again, if it's...
So Cyril gets 2 wins, then it's okay to put him in a title fight, right?
I mean, if he gets 2 wins, like, you kind of got to put him back up there, because, like, after this, like, you have Pavlovich, who deserves it, Tom, who only needs really 1 more, and if it's going to be... And if there's going to be a vacant title, then it's going to be Tom versus Pavlovich, and at that point, you could put him back in the title picture just because there's no one... unless Jai Alton wins against Chris Blights, because then you can kind of springboard him into the title picture as well.
Yeah.
But I would say I want to see him get 1 more win as well. But
when is that fight happening again?
November.
Okay. Because I mean, even with that, it's like, I feel like that still just opens up at least like 1 more spot for someone to fight, because it's like, with Cyril winning, if like Cyril wins, Jai Alton might be that next fight then. You know what I'm saying?
No, like, that'll be that next that could.
And then as for like Tom, Sergey, I don't know who's gonna end up in that vacant title shot. Because one of them could also end up being the one who fights Jai Alton, like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked for Cyril, right? It's like, it's just so funny that like all of his options looking forward are either the scariest puncher in that division right now in Sergey Pavlovich, or it's all top grapplers. Like,
because legitimately,
because Tom, Spivak, Curtis, Jai Alton, like all of these guys are like, the only ones that like are possibly gonna be there to like mix that up is the winner of Volkov Tai to Ivasa, but it's like
both those are rematches.
Exactly. So he's not gonna be the one getting those fights. So it's like,
well, and that's what I was about to bring up.
He's got a lot of grappling training ahead in his future.
Because it'd really suck if also Spivak wins for Cyril, because honestly, that would probably just bump him down to like 4 or 5, and then it could just be him versus Jai Alton after, and Cyril coming off a loss, Jai Alton coming off a win, and then you have that fight right after potentially losing to Spivak by submission. Now I have to deal with the dude who's the biggest submission threat in the heavyweight division now. Like, I
know, that's why it just, win or lose, it don't matter. He's got fucking gripplers in his future. You know what I mean? Like, he's got And I mean, he did say that, like, after the last one, that, like, he wasn't training in between, like, fight camps, he would just, like, it's like, okay, I have a fight, now I'll, like, do my training. He wasn't, like, really grappling and stuff, so it's like, he literally only started training MMA 2018, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I low-key forgot that he said that shit, though.
Yeah, so, I don't know, he's a great athlete at heavyweight, he's not old at all, so if he really is, like, dedicating a lot, like, of time to it, I guess the biggest thing is just, can his team, like, do they got good enough grappling training there in general? You know what I mean?
What I was about to say, because France hasn't really been known for it as a country with great grapplers in terms of either BJJ, judo, or wrestling that I can think of.
I think they're good at judo.
Level. They might be, but like I said, like at the Olympic level, I couldn't tell you, but like from what I've like Europe, like well, not Europe, not Europe in general, but like England, I know has never really been known for its grappling. I feel like it's the same for France, but you could kind of.
Sorry, I was just like looking. I don't know. I just went to his Instagram to see what I can find, and he has been working on his judo.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure it was like judo that France does. Like, I'm pretty sure they do good at the Olympic level in judo.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Yeah, it's a French. Yeah. Okay. His the person who is his coach for judo, it was in the Rio Olympics in 2016.
Well, there you go. So let's fucking go. But yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see how that goes. It should be a good fight either way.
Oh, 100%. That is a great fight.
Because that's the thing. I don't think, we're going to get Cyril fucking point fighting Volkov or Jairzinho for 25 boringly. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he's able to stay on his feet for a while, like, he's going to be able to get it done. And it's like, and if not, like you said, Spivak, if he's able to get him down, especially early, he could probably do very bad things to him.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
But yeah. Great main event, though. And that's going to take us into an amazing, but when it was announced, a very weird announcement, co-main event. Manon Fiorot versus Rose Namajunas.
Yeah.
It's still something we're still questioning, like, because we don't know where it's going.
Well, so Rose did say that.
But that's what I was gonna bring up was like Rose was talking about the fact that 115 was just becoming a harder weight cut for her. That she's been eating more, lifting more weights, and that like she doesn't like to cut a lot of weight. It's just it's not as easy for women as it is for men. So like a lot of women don't cut that much. So with her gaining weight, she's like she thinks she just wants to stay at 125. She was talking about like the potentials of ending up fighting Valentina, like. Yeah, so she's looking to stay at 125.
Staying at 125, that clears up so many questions.
No, yeah.
And actually opens up so many good fights. As well.
Yeah.
And because that's the thing, like you said, it was she said in her last one, like she said that she felt like she actually had like a rougher weight cut, like had the sunken in eyes, and and she's like, oh yeah, like I don't know. She's like, fuck that shit. But it was also kind of crazy because she's like, yeah, I'm waking up like 135, and I was just like, damn, like that's just to your point of how you're just saying, it's harder for women to cut weight than men. It's just like the knowing like what even motherfucking Figgy, who's like out of camp walking around 160 fighting at 125, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and Rose is just like, no, I'm waking up 135. Like it's it's crazy just thinking about that and putting that into perspective, you know what I mean? Like
no, yeah, 100%.
Oh, but the fight, Rose has been out for a while. Manon has been on quite the hot streak since coming into the UFC, 5-0. Her last win over Caitlin Chukagian, unanimous decision win. And honestly, I was kind of thinking about it. I feel like Manon is like a better version of Caitlin Chukagian. Like I feel like like because. I don't know, it's just like, they're similar in build, you know what I mean? Like, they're both strikers, but Manon just more aggressive, has like a bit more power, and just like a bit more technical, you know what I mean? Like, but like, just, I don't know, very similar, you know what I mean?
No, yeah. They're definitely similar. And I mean, like, to your point, like, that's not like a bad comparison, and like, being the better version of like Chukagian, like, Chukagian's still in the top 5, and she still has wins over good fighters. So it's just like that's very complimentary. It's just like how does that stack up with
I'm pretty sure she has the most wins in 125 women's history, if not the most wins, most fights.
Probably up there, yeah. It's one or the other, but
or both.
Also, 125 is one of the. I think it is the youngest women's division.
Yeah,
because it was 135, then 115, then 125.
Weird.
So, yeah, it's the youngest.
145 is the youngest.
Doesn't exist anymore.
145 doesn't exist.
Just not in the UFC.
That's what are we talking about right now? The UFC. So
MMA.
Sit down, shut up.
Let's go. but not yet. But it's. I just hope that it's just the same shit with like every Rose fight, in which it's just hard. It's just like, how's she doing coming into it? You know what I mean? Like, how's she feeling? And it's like,
what is the game plan made by Pat Barry? Because that last one was shit.
Yeah, honestly, especially over 3 rounds. Like,
not get rid of Pat Barry so much, but just have him be like, I want her to, but that's not gonna happen there.
Well, because you said not necessarily. I'm like, no, do it.
It's okay.
No, I do, but like I know that's not gonna happen.
She's not listening to us anyway, so like, just do it.
In terms of his like kickboxing, he's not terrible. It's just like the way he like game plans is fucking terrible. If he was just like an assistant coach, just like a striking coach, and Trevor Whitman was the head coach, that would be amazing because Trevor Whitman actually knows how to game plan for fights.
Yeah, he's a little mastermind, fucking up in the mountains of Colorado.
Yes,
but yeah, so
this fight is honestly a coin flip because of that fact of just because if it's Rose who's like very laser, like the first like the Wei Li fight, just laser focus and just goes in and just gets it done, like can get it's gonna be. I think Rose gets it, but like if it's not that Rose and it's Rose in the Esparza rematch, Manon's gonna take it.
I don't think it's gonna be the Rose and the Esparza rematch, but I just don't know what Rose is gonna be either way. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what
I don't know. It's hard, and it's like, yeah, Manon's never been finished, you know, but that can always happen. But she's just doing really good right now, so it's like you said, it's kind of just flip of the coin.
So, even Pat Barry himself has brought this up, and when numbers are numbering, you know what I mean? When the math is mathing, you just have to go with it. And for Rose, after 3 solid wins, that's when shit gets fucked up. Because she loses to, like, she lost to Esparza in the last one. Beat Zhang Weili twice in a row, Jessica Andrade. Lost to Jessica Andrade. Beat Joanna twice, Michelle Waterson. Lost to Carolina. Tisha Torres, Paige Van Zandt, Angela Hill, all wins. Carla Esparza. 3 wins on the Ultimate Fighter. Tisha Torres lost. And then it was her, and then 2 in her pro debut.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Now go down to her amateur real quick. Oh.
Yeah, but yes. So after her first MMA loss, which was her 3rd fight, she wins 3 fights and then loses 1. And okay, so other than the Jessica Andrade one, which because that was the first fight. Never mind. Other than the Jessica Andrade win, she has won rear naked choke after every single one of her losses. I'm thinking that Rose is gonna win by rear naked
RNC.
choke. Yep. But no,
honestly,
that is just a really fun fact about her, though. That like
that is hilarious. But like, you can't like the only reason I don't put stock into it is because of like, you know, people always saying like, oh, this person has never lost twice in a row. It's like, eventually that ball's gonna drop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's just like,
yeah, well, she did drop it because she lost the grappling match, so it was cool.
Okay, but that's grappling.
Yeah.
You make it work.
But I know what you're saying.
First loss ever in her amateur was a rear naked choke. So that means
so her first UFC loss ever is gonna be a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
The math is math and Ginger. It's all right.
I mean, the math
there.
might be math, but that.
It's also funny to think about though how Rose has had like 6 title fights or something like that now in the UFC. 31 years old. Manon 5-0 in the UFC at 33. So, even though Rose is more experienced, way more experienced at the high, at championship level, still the younger fighter coming into it. So it's it's also just like another interesting thing about it. But yeah, honestly, as long as Rose just doesn't coming in like shit the bed and just terribly, like she did in the Carla fight. I really just see her looking good against Manon, and I feel like she's gonna have a pretty spectacular win.
No, and I agree. It's just like one of those things where you're just never sure what Rose is gonna show up. And the thing is, like,
sure.
they were
That's
even saying it. No, I know. You think you're sure.
We'll see.
But
we'll see who wins Tapology this week, motherfucker.
I mean,
ain't gonna be neither of us, but I'm still getting ahead of you. Let's go.
See, I was about to say, if we're gonna talk about the math is math, then on this,
I'm winning.
Like, for real. But no, like, that's kind of the thing though. Like, Pat Barry's still very much like was adamant. Like, even still, like, they followed the game plan. That as far as, and it's just like, then it was a shit fucking game plan, and you need to figure something out.
I mean, Rose did like have a little comment too, like in the media day of like she always thought, you know, that the unspoken rule of like you have to take it from the champ, you know, like you have to beat the champ to be the champ, kind of. Like she was just she brought that up. She was like, oh, like she was like, oh, you know, I always kind of thought that was like, just that unspoken rule of like, you know, you gotta take it from the champ, but oh well, you know what I mean, like. It was just like kind of a little.
I will say I hate that. Fucking...
No, for sure, it's the dumbest thing ever because it's like no, you just score rounds based on the criteria, and whoever wins 3 wins the fight. Like,
to be fair, barely. We all agreed that fight was fucking hard to fucking score because nothing happened.
Yeah, like it. But you know, so that's the thing. It's just like. So I don't know. That's what I mean.
This one, like, I don't think she is gonna come out like that. It's just like. She has had those moments, though, even then, like, outside of title fights where that has happened, where she either, you know, loses or just, like, doesn't look like herself. So it's just like, all right, what do we, you know, what are we seeing? What are we... And it's just one of those things where you're just kind of like... I do think I'm, like, 55-45 to Rose, but it's also, like, just lost to, Esparza.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I was...
You're good. But last time she lost to Carla Esparza, she beat Angela Hill by rear naked choke.
I know. But here's the thing. There's that, and then moving up to a new weight class, find someone who's potentially still slightly bigger. Even though, like,
she's 2 inches taller, got like 2-inch reach on her.
Well, even then, like, just in terms of weight cut, she might even cut just a little bit more, like, not a lot, but, like, just that little bit more.
Yeah,
you know,
I got no idea.
Who knows what... So who knows how this fight could go? Just like, like it'll be an interesting fight. I think stylistically, in terms of like the actual styles and how they mesh, I think Rose does have the advantage because she has a lot better jiu-jitsu than Manon.
And I don't know. I just feel like even like not even with that though. It's just like even stylistically with their striking, it's like Manon's gonna be aggressive. Like she's gonna put stuff like
I was gonna say because like she has backgrounds in karate, Muay Thai, and kickboxing.
Yeah, and Rose, she's just so slick on the feet, man. Where it's like
that's what I mean. Like she has good counter striking, and she was the first one to take out Joanna.
Yeah, bro, she knocked out She made Joanna tap to strikes, you know.
Yeah, she didn't even knock her out. Tap to strikes, like
fucking head kick Weili, you know, like that. Like Rose shows
head kick to Weili too was amazing.
Man, that's why I just fucking I don't know. For me, it doesn't matter what kind of terrible performances Rose can like put on or like anything. She just has those moments of like just the highest level of just spectacular moments, and brilliance in MMA, where it's just like at any given point in time she can just do the craziest shit against the best athletes in the world, you know. And it's like,
she could come out literally she could come out tomorrow and throw and win via axe kick KO, and I would not be shocked. Like I'd be shocked, like I'd be amazed, but I wouldn't be like completely shocked. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's a Rose performance right there.
No, yeah. But that shit's gonna be so fucking good. And then from there, boy, does this card drop in star power and fucking...
in star power.
I do think this next fight will be good, though.
Yes.
This next fight
is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Benoit Saint-Denis is back. Quick turnaround after just dismantling our boy. Oy.
Sad.
I hate you, but now you have to win forever. You have to become the greatest fighter ever, Benoit. But he's taken on Thiago Moises. Consistent contender, just outside the top 15, you know what I mean? Just such a tough fighter. It's going to be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys think gets this done? And where do you think the winner goes?
All right.
I hope and think that Benoit can get it done. I know he had that one terrible loss, but it's like, other than that one loss to, what is it, Elizu?
Yeah, Elizu Zaleski dos Santos.
Yeah.
At what, 170 if I remember?
Yeah,
right?
it was short notice debut, up a weight class, got the dog shit beat out of him.
It was just so fucking bad. But all of those factors, and it's like, since then he's just been doing really well.
Yeah.
And especially just like thinking so highly of Ishmael Bonfim, and then just seeing him finish him like that in the first round, it was like, damn, bro. So I don't know. I'm thinking that he could probably get it done, because like you said, Thiago is still young himself. He's only 28, but like you said, just hanging around 6-4
insane.
in the UFC, like, isn't it?
I would have said he's like fucking 33.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting Thiago Moises is young.
Yeah. But it's like, having some good wins, having some bad losses. It's just like kind of all over the place. I kind of feel like Benoit should be able to get it done, but I think it's going to be a real good fight.
Yeah.
Because Benoit tough as dog shit.
Yeah.
No,
and
Benoit is.
Because the fact that it went to a decision with Elizu, like, come on.
No, yeah, and like you said, he does have 4 losses, Thiago Moises in the UFC, but debut against Benny Dariush, which was a decision loss, like, not too bad. Decision loss to Damir Ismagulov. Got choked down the 4th round by Islam, but it's like, dude made it to the 4th round, you know what I mean? Like,
Islam,
was fucking doing really good in, like, the clinching on the cage with Islam, like, able, like, to reverse position and shit, and I remember watching, I'm just like, damn, like, maybe Islam can't just, like, motherfuck the people at the top of the division like Khabib did, you know what I mean? But, he proved us all wrong. And then he did get finished pretty badly by Joel Alvarez. But, like, he's, other than Joel Alvarez, literally just losing top 15 guys, top 10 guys, you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah.
But
I think Benoit can also. I also think Benoit can get it done. It's just like, dude is able to strike on his feet. Dude is able to knock people out, and dude is able to just grapple like a motherfucker. It's gonna be a good fight. I really think this could potentially be fight of the night, depending on how other fights go.
Yeah. Just like,
I just think like, I think.
Just wonder if it's gonna be too big of a step up.
That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Is because of how like, in technical how inexperienced Benoit is, considering he's, only 11-1 and 1 no contest.
Yeah.
Only having those 13 fights.
And it's like, like, obviously we think very high of Ismail Bonfim, you know what I mean? That was a great win, but it's also like Ismail is still himself, like, he's got like experience overall in MMA, but like not at the UFC level, so it's just like, Thiago literally, he's fought the champ and top contenders and just been around, I'm just like, it's a quick turnaround, but I don't know. It's hard.
No, it is. It's just like,
I don't know who I have on
that's
this.
what I mean. This one is definitely one of those like 51-49 Benoit. It's just, I think his durability is what's going to carry him through to be able to win this fight. It's like, I think he can wear down.
He is also the bigger fighter in there, which I know only plays so much of a part, but.
No, I just think that's what's he'll be able to out durability Thiago, be able to keep it a little bit at range, and just be able to, just wear down Thiago to be able to get a finish. That's the way I'm looking at it, at least.
All right, you've convinced me. Let's go. Benoit Saint-Denis gonna win. 3rd round TKO. Does he get a top 15 guy next? I feel like...
I think he should.
Yeah, and because I also feel like with him going from Bonfim to fucking Thiago Moises, it's like I feel like they're trying to push him a bit. You know what I mean? They're really trying to build up these French fighters, get like that market booming, get some guys in the top, and
yo, imagine they just took RDA out of the 155 rankings.
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's almost like you can open up a new spot and like have one more fighter in there, and you know,
who's actually gonna be fighting at 155. RDA is literally
be there for 5 more years. He's gonna fight Dustin next, all right?
At 170.
Nah,
yeah, 170.
Yeah, but he's still there. You know what I mean?
He said there are 2 fights he will take at 155. That's a championship fight
and McNuggets,
or the Conor McGregor fight.
Let's go.
He ain't. Which at this point, like, I'm tired of hearing him talk about it. I'm all tired of like
he wants that
Conor
payday,
pretending not to talk about it.
Come on, man, let him get that payday. But yeah,
no, that's what I'm saying. Just book the fucking fight, UFC. There's already blood there, bad blood there. You have so much you could just throw into it for your promotional shit. Like you could sell at least $750K.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, like we said, it's gonna be a great fight. I do agree with you, Ginger. That this has a very good chance to be fight of the night. And then moving on down from there, we got motherfucking no time back. Volkan Oezdemir. He was supposed to have a fight against Azmat Mirzakhanov. Be him just kind of defending his spot at the what's he ranked? Number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah, Azmat number 12. Azmat out though. Withdrew, doesn't say. And now he gets motherfucking Bogdan Guskov.
Yep.
Yeah.
Making his UFC debut.
Yeah, where it just sucks, this is where the card where it's just a whole bunch of guys making their debut again feels, so it's like I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to like. I just feel like all the people that are in the UFC should just win, right?
It's just crazy making your UFC debut short notice against number 9.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and against no time too.
Like Volkan should win.
Yeah, for sure. Like fucking Bogdan 14-2. He let's see, he's 30 years old.
1 loss by KO, 1 loss via decision. That 1 KO loss was in the first round.
And then most of his knockouts are first round.
It's like
sprinkle in some 2s, but
no notable names on his record. But yeah, it's just like it's just hard. It's like Volkan should just knock this dude the fuck out, right? Like,
probably.
I mean, I do agree with that. Just because of Volkan, there's a reason he has no time as his fucking nickname. Dude was murdering people in the first round. 11 KO TKOs in the first round out of his 12 KO TKO wins.
Yeah.
Like,
but recently he's had much more time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
last 3 fights went to a decision.
That's kind of the thing. When you're fighting the top of the division, like, that's kind of what ends up happening. Like,
yeah. But yeah. So let's go Volkan. Hopefully he wins and doesn't just take a terrible loss here. But hopefully also Bogdan looks good.
We've been seeing a lot of people come in short notice and kind of do good, especially in their debuts.
Against
even
ranked
if they
people too.
That's
fair.
Like specifically against ranked people.
And
like,
it's 205.
Yeah, like I know sometimes they be losing, but even in their losses they be looking good. So this guy might just come in, knock him out, and take number 9.
Well, he won't take number 9. He might get 13.
I was about to say.
Alright, so you going Bogdan on Tapology?
See, I feel like you really just want to go in detail on this because you really just want my picks.
No,
you really just want to win.
Never
trying to? I know. But I don't know yet. It's not time. It's not 7:30 in the morning.
That's fair.
No, yeah, exactly. It's but no, like, that's kind of the thing. He does, like, there is that possibility, but also at the same time, like, coming in short notice, your debut against Volkan, like, that's just so hard of a fight for me to be like, yeah, no, he's gonna look good, because Volkan could literally just hit him with an overhand right and knock him out in the first, like, minute of the fight.
Shit, but this guy might be able to too.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
We don't know him, so we can't count it out. He's got like mostly first round finishes.
Yeah, 9
oh, there's a third round finish. I didn't see that the first time.
One
singular third round.
Yep.
But do you know what I just realized and saw?
Wait.
He also has one in other/unknown round.
Nice. Wait.
But moving into the next fight.
Okay. What would you see in the next fight?
William Gomis. I know now who he has 2 losses to. He lost to the dude fighting before him, Morgan Charrier, and then his pro debut loss was to Saladin, who just won on KSW and got a belt. That's crazy.
This dude was supposed to fight Henan Barao?
What?
It's in his canceled fights.
Yup, it is. But yeah.
What year Henan Barao? He was supposed to fight 2022 Henan Barao. What the fuck?
Let's go. But the Jaguar, William Gomis, fighting out of another French fighter, 26 years old, coming up at 145, 2-0 in the UFC. Fighting motherfucking Giannis, who Giannis was supposed to be fighting fucking Cowlin Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
But then they split that apart, and so now Cowlin's fighting some other dude, Taylor, making his UFC debut.
No, Taylor's been here. I think.
But Taylor was supposed to fight some other guy, Gaffarov.
Taylor's 3-1 in the UFC.
Is he?
Oh, he's a comeback fighter too. This was back in 2015.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Fought Rocky Lee.
Rocky Lee? That's fucking crazy.
Lee. I didn't even.
Damn, this dude went 3-1 and got cut.
Sasaki and Eric Perez.
Other than his one finish, his other fights must have been really boring.
It had to have been.
The freaking Rocky Lee.
But alright.
Oh, wow. Dude fought Rocky Lee when Rocky Lee was 3-0. His current MMA record, you want to know what it stands at?
5-7.
4-6.
Damn, so close.
You were close. You were close.
I had a feeling. But yeah, William, he seems like a pretty solid prospect coming up at 145. Wins over Jarno and Francis Marshall in his last one. Francis, pretty solid fighter. Did get the split decision over that, so a little bit closer. But both basically got the same record: 12-1 for Giannis, 12-2 for William. But yeah, it's just again another guy fighting another guy making his debut. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to feel about this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Giannis. Like, I've not seen him fight, so I can't.
I know the answer to this. Let's talk about a fight of guys we have seen before, going all the way down on the prelims.
So true.
Farid Basharat. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Brother to the other Basharat bro. The Basharat bros are awesome, and they're coming up. Both of them at 135.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting Clayton Rodriguez. Clayton, he's been around for a little bit, right?
No, he's 1-1 in the UFC.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I could have sworn that he's been around for longer.
CJ Vergara beat Shannon Ross.
Yeah, won on the Contender Series before that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering who you're thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's 82, 27 years old. Farid, 26, 10-0.
Couldn't tell you who I'm thinking of. No idea. But I'm going to expect Farid to look amazing and fuck this dude up.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, you lost to CJ Vergara. And what? So that would have been at 125? Yup.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
125. His last fight.
Farid 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. He's got some long arms on him.
Yeah, Clayton 5'6" with a 67-inch reach.
Yeah.
I think they told him he needs to move up. Like, even though he's only missed weight once. I think he's just deciding to move up because even though he only missed by a pound, that weight cut must be hard as fuck for him, I guess.
Probably. But yeah, Fareed, 10-0, got the win in Contender Series, got the win in his debut against the Mont Blackshear, which is aging pretty good, you know what I mean? He looked real good in his last 2 fights.
Real nice.
But yeah, so I think Fareed and his brother David are both gonna do some pretty solid work in the 135-pound division as they just move up throughout their career. You know, they're both young as fuck. So,
all right,
they fight each other for the 35 belt. They'll do what Aljo and Marab can't.
Bro, imagine in 5 years, like, this is Dana White. This is the shit that I love. 2 brothers putting their family on the line to see who's the greatest in the world.
I will admit, like, how do you, like, all right, this is mainly just me wondering this because, like, anyone who ends up watching this with kids, like, how do you deal with that situation? Just in terms of, like, as a parent, how do you deal with, like, you having to congratulate one son while also consoling the other one?
I feel like if they went into it as brothers, they're both probably, like, I'm assuming that they train together, they work together, and that they both respect and love each other and would hope that either of them win. And I'm sure with either of them winning, that's going to elevate their whole family's lives regardless. I don't think it's going to be like oh, I'm rich, you lost, I'm better than you, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it'll just be like, we put on a great performance, that was great, I loved this, now we're going to go live life great. And, like, you know, we'll keep fighting, obviously. It'll still be like that, like, in making money, but, like... That's what I would assume.
I'm not talking about, like, the brotherly aspect, because I could see that, like, where it's just, like, as a parent, how do you physically feel watching that? You know what I mean?
Feel
What's
like
your emotions like?
If you have accepted that your kids are fighters, then they probably just want to go out there and hug them both, like, you guys fucking did that shit. That was fire. You know what I mean? Like, you I don't know.
No, and because, like, I know we were just kind of talking, like, with Aljo and Marab, you know, and, like, their situation, just, like, as, like, teammates or whatever fighting, and it's, like, and, like, I just really, you know, I just feel like just people look at fighting in, like, different ways, you know what I mean? And it's, like, just growing up, like, as fighters, you know, fighting together and stuff, like, and, just, like, being super close, like, I don't know, with that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you know, they just kind of had that thing of, like, you know, it's just like, oh, if, like, I had to fucking lose to, like, anyone, like, for the belt, like, at least it's my brother who's now gonna become the champion. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, there's definitely, like, some, like, fighters that are gonna be like that, and other ones that are be like, no, I don't want to, like, take that shit away from my brother. You know what I mean? Or, like, hurt them.
But that's kind of the thing that I was about to bring up is, like, culturally speaking, like, there are so many different, like, there are so many differences between different cultures that, like, this could not, like, not affect people from one culture, but from another culture, it's like, no, this is like, this is not what you should, want, you know what I mean? Like, that is very much like, so depending on where you're from, like, this could, like, because it could be something that, you know, not so much tears a family apart, but definitely, like, can strain your relationship with your brother. I could
for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like people should be smart enough to know if that's going to strain your relationship or not. You know what I mean?
There's a reason. That's what I'm saying. That's why Aljo and Marab aren't going to fight. Like,
yeah, we all know that Marab's going to fucking smash him silly, you know what I mean?
And then Aljo's going to be sad.
Like,
but yeah. That would definitely be cool. Like, if they did fucking, I don't know, I'd definitely be down for that kind of shit.
That would 100% be the first time brothers fought for the title against each other. Like, that'd be amazing.
That'd be legendary.
Like, so,
but yeah,
of course, most brothers also don't fight in the same division. There's usually one that is bigger than the other one.
But yeah, other than that, though, there really is not too much going on this card. We got 11 fights overall. So, as we were just kind of saying in the beginning, just hopefully it's just one of them sleeper cards, you know what I mean? Just got good matchups on there. We get a lot of good performances, and we have some fun on the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, let's go. That's going to wrap
Day.
up. Huh?
France Day.
France Day. But yeah, that's UFC
Fuck
Paris.
France.
Let's go. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right. News time. Let's go. But yeah, on to the fight news, because it's been a bit since we talked about some shit going on in the world of MMAs and whatnot.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And we really don't got much of like shit going on in the MMA world. It's just fight announcements. You know what I mean?
Fight announcements with one thing that could potentially be happening.
Very true, very true. But we'll start with the first one, and the most exciting one on this list, honestly. This is the best fight that we have, by far. My boy, our boy. Hopefully, maybe one day, friend of the podcast, you know what I mean? Paul Craig. Right?
Fuck that, Brendan Allen's my boy.
He's not my boy.
After the comments he's made.
Oh, he's made comments?
The comments about Ian Gary and Neil Magny.
Didn't see any of them.
Yeah, he was saying like, I whip my kids and no one's gonna do anything about it and shit. Like just saying this kind of like, and doubling down on all that shit. Like, and not joking, being 100% serious.
No,
about
yeah.
And it's like, God damn it, can MMA fighters give your Twitters to fucking your managers at this point? I don't care.
Americans, fuck yeah.
Like,
well, anyway, Paul Craig.
Yeah, he's got
yeah, right.
He's got a second fight booked at 185. Yeah, and he's getting. It's just this matchmaking is great. Going from one great grappler in the division to the next one up, who just beat him.
Between these two would be amazing. Brendan has the edge in the striking, in my opinion.
He doesn't have the edge anywhere. Paul Craig is gonna beat this man from pillar to post. I'm joking. It's gonna be a classic Paul Craig performance. He's gonna get beat up for about let's say if the fight is 7 minutes long, he'll get beat up for like 6 minutes 57 seconds or something, and then boom, gets the sub right then and there, taps him out. Let's go. He's a legend. Right?
Yeah, no, it's gonna. I think Craig does get the win though. Like I do think his like the only problem is gonna be like getting this fight to the ground for Paul Craig to be able to win, because he's not taking down Brendan Allen.
Paul Craig's just one of them guys where it's like
Paul Craig can knock him out.
He's not training with Sean Strickland or Chris Curtis for this fight. He's not knocking him out. If he was smart, that's what he would do. But yeah, I just feel like Paul Craig, it's just, at least for me, trying to predict his fights, it's really just a coin flip. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it for a vast majority of them. It's like, I don't fucking know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, he could win, he should win, he shouldn't win, but he doesn't, he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's always what you don't expect. Sometimes, but then sometimes it is what you expect. You know what I mean? You never know what's gonna happen. It's crazy. There's no fucking uniformity in like his fucking skill set and how it applies across like the top of the division. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
We love the Paul Craigs and the Michael Johnsons.
Exactly.
You know, like,
yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, yeah, he's the 2 or now 185. Like, well, I don't know.
Well,
is he what if the
185? He was the Michael Johnson of 205. But here's the thing: he's now 20 pounds lower. Does that change?
And looking fantastic.
And yeah, he got the win, the finish over Mooney's. If he gets the finish over fucking Allen, then it's like, shit, man.
The fucked up part is I was
whole new guy.
After Kate said that, I was about to say, when was the last time Paul Craig got a KO TKO, and then forgot, oh yeah, he TKO'd Andre Muniz in his last one.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was
Shogun in 2020.
Shogun tapped to strikes. And I'm like,
we don't talk about
arm injury and strikes from guard for Jamal Hill too.
Yeah, but that
was supposed to be a submission.
That fucking
refs.
It's just funny the way that it's like the way it's worded is like, I don't know. It says strikes.
Yeah, no, he had to have a locked-in triangle and punching him in the face as his broken arm flopped around for the ref to fucking...
For the ref to finally jump in.
God. Yeah, that was such a fucking...
If I'm a ref, the second I see that arm flop, boom, 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 and bend in a way that's not supposed to while flop, it's like, stop the fucking fight!
Yeah, But yeah, that should be a great fight, though.
Yes.
Another fun fight with nowhere near his name value or his importance in the division. Darren Elkins is back, and he's fighting motherfucking TJ Brown. That should be a fun scrap. TJ probably gonna just beat the shit out of Darren, I would assume, but, who knows?
I mean, this could also just be a classic Darren Elkins fight where he gets... kind of like the Paul Craig thing, where he just gets beat up for most of it, and then all of a sudden pulls out a spectacular win.
Yeah.
Darren Elkins does be doing that.
But it's more of like he's gonna get his opponent tired from beating him up so much, and then he'll beat him up. You know what I mean? Like, so a little bit different, but yeah, same kind of thing though.
Same kind of concept, just.
But yeah, so that should definitely be a fun one. Another just weird one because Elise Reed was supposed to fight Yasmin Lucindo, but now she's fighting Lupi Godinez. So I don't know why that got mixed up, and now Yasmin Lucindo is fighting. You
want to know what's even weirder? Is that's on the same card?
What? I hate this. What is the UFC doing? They're just pulling people out and moving them around. I mean, I guess who really cares? You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's just weird.
Yeah, who cares? But at this point, someone take the straw away from Dana White, take the cocaine away from Dana White, and just. Yeah.
And just the Charlie in the mailroom. But you see, if we actually do it like this.
Pepe Sylvia.
Yep, that was the name. Pepe Sylvia. I keep going. There is no Pepe Sylvia.
Care information. Okay, but anyway, Lupi.
I was about to say, moving on before that derails.
But hopefully Lupi and Yasmin both just look good and get a solid win in their fights. I very much like them both, and so yeah, let's fucking go. And Yasmin's fighting someone with the last name of Knutson. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Knutson, the person who won on Contender Series, didn't get a contract and got a fight booked the same week. Let's go.
It was a week later. It was the next.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on the broadcast.
All right. Wait. But I think it was announced before it was on the broadcast.
No, because because you weren't there for the first ones, so and literally I was saying, I was like, oh yeah, last week we didn't get everyone getting a contract, and then
and then you told me about it when I came in. Okay.
But yeah, so those should be some solid fights. This is a kind of interesting fight. It'll be very interesting for 2 minutes, and then after that we're gonna all the answers will be answered after 2 minutes. Joe Pyfer versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Yep.
Abdul is gonna knock him out in 2 minutes or something like that, and if he doesn't, he'll probably be real tired, and then Joe body bags we'll either ragdoll him and sub him, or just knock him out, or he's
God damn. Abdul, 38 years old.
Damn, I did not fucking
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't know he was almost 40. What the fuck?
Yeah, body bags got this then, for sure.
I think he's going to knock him out probably first round.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because this man does have a KO loss in 30 seconds to Chaos Williams.
Yeah,
but it is Chaos.
That was
at the same time
a crazy punch. That shit was so... I remember watching that shit live. That was... It was a weird one. It was because fucking Chaos, he kind of half threw out a punch, and then it was halfway out, and then just extended it and literally just knocked him flat unconscious, stiff as a board for minutes. That shit was terrible.
No, yeah.
But yeah, so let's go body bags.
Yeah, I think Joe Pyfer got this one.
Let's go. Next fight though, Angie Hill is back, and she's fighting motherfucking Denise Gomez, which
is the new Angie Hill.
No, that's Loopy. Loopy's the one that be fighting, you know?
Yeah, true.
I mean, didn't he? There's so many like that are coming up and just fighting a lot now. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
it's less rare to be an Angie Hill as opposed to like a Donald Cerrone or like a Kevin Holland who's fighting like 5 times a year and shit. Like Angie has done that before too, but she slowed down on doing 5 fights a year. She's like at about 3 a year, but still doing like 3 a year every year.
No, yeah, it's just funny because some of them just coming in with like 3 fights a year. Like this will be Denisi's third fight this year.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, great to see. But I just don't like this matchup. I'm good at that. It's like I just don't want to see Angie fight power punchers. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like she just has that style where she's just gonna hit you with punches and bunches. I'm pretty sure by far in like the female division has like the most significant strikes landed.
I believe so. Yes.
And
she's number 2 overall in significant strikes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, she said a tweet, it was like, 15 more fights, and, like, I'm catching up to you, Blessed, like...
Yeah, 50. Like, that's the thing.
I love her.
I know, she's so fucking great,
fucking man. 38 years old, talking about 15 more fights. I'll get there, buddy. I mean...
It's just like, God, that stat is still so insane, because, like, she has 19 more than Frankie, and Frankie's not getting any more, obviously.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, yeah, then Max Holloway, if he had landed 3 more punches in that Korean Zombie fight, 3,200 strikes landed.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's funny.
Like, and all the names in that top, at the top of that makes sense. Holloway, Angie, Frankie, RDA, Joanna, Donald, Dustin, Bobby Green, Sean Strickland, Michael Bisping. Like, all of those names make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, so hopefully Angie's able to pull out with the win. Just, you know, her fucking veteran savvy just able to outwork her. But let's go. Next one, though. After a rough weight miss for Michelle Pajeda in his last one, and when he was supposed to fight Wonder Boy, he's now moving up to 185 pounds, because I'm pretty sure he's missed weight a couple times now. But he's fighting Marc-Andre Barrios. So that should honestly be a pretty fun fight.
Yeah.
Barrios is always just down to stand in front of someone and sling some bombs at them, and shit, Michelle with not as much of a weight cut, being maybe a little bit healthier, a little bit happier. What if this dude could start doing backflips again? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right. I was about to say, only missed weight twice.
Okay.
Weirdly enough.
But he did have a lot of catch weights and stuff in his prior fights.
Yeah.
He had a catch weight at 190.
And to be fair, one of those weight misses, it was the first one in his UFC career, was against Tristan Connolly, who's like a 145er.
Yeah.
And then lost to him.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It's because he did too many backflips in that fight.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it at 170. He was trying to cut too much.
What?
But not yet. That should definitely be a fun fight, though.
Yes.
And yeah, I hate this one so fucking much.
Yeah, because Jessica Andrade need to sit her ass the fuck down. I said it the last fight, and now she's fighting again this year.
See, Gilbert was smart. He was trying to go too fast. He took the rough loss. He's like, I'm gonna sit, pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Andrade, fuck it, I'll do it again. Shit, loses. Fuck it, I'll do it again. Shit, fuck it.
She's like,
right now
I got one more in me.
Divorced Dern.
Yeah.
So the way Jessica's been losing these past few fights, I don't know. She's on a 3-fight losing streak. 3 fights she's been finished, like, you know, subbed in 2 of them, but just knocked the fuck out by Yan Jinan. Like,
yeah.
Just...
It's like, if Dern finishes her, she will be on a 4-fight losing streak. Because when is this fight?
November, I think, right?
I believe so.
November, so in a 9-month period, she'll be on a 4-fight losing streak all by finish.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm glad to see that it's not all knockouts at least. Yes, the UFC 295.
Okay.
But like that's the only thing to save it is that at least like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but I understand.
I
I
know,
understand.
I
I'm just
know.
thinking from the perspective of damage and getting knocked out. Like
For
at
sure.
least it's not getting knocked out 4 times in the 9-month span.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
At least, and
But
like, yeah,
still.
even with Yana, it was like it was like a big punch, you know, and like one punch thing. But like, at least
It
that's
was
the
a
thing.
big counter punch.
Yeah, that's the thing.
is
She
the
was
thing.
like, it was just one punch. It's not like she got the shit kicked out of her for 15 minutes into a finish or
Right.
something. You know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah.
but yeah, it's too much
Still a
too
rough
quick.
loss.
Like it's yeah. Hopefully she. I would love if she could get the win. Like that would just be great. But like, hopefully at least it's just not a finish or like a bad loss or something. If she does lose, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But that'll bring us into the next fight announcement, which is another rebooking of a fight which was supposed to happen earlier this year. Motherfucking Christian Rodriguez is back versus Cameron Simon. Why they gotta do this to Cameron? They gotta let him win spectacularly, right? I don't know. This is gonna be a hard fight for him.
Yeah, I think
C-Rod's
Christian
good.
could get it done.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I like C-Rod.
Yeah, he.
I mean, I like C-Rod more than I like Simon, so.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
He ruined my boy's dreams. Raul. Come on, man.
Okay, and?
Dana ruined his dreams by allowing him here.
That's true.
Yes.
And then giving him
Yes.
C-Rod.
And then his management allowing him to take that fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
He should've-
Does he even actually have actual management?
Huh?
Does he have, like, an actual, like, manager?
I don't know.
Like...
His coach, maybe?
Like, I was about to say, it's either his coach or his parents, I guarantee it.
Oh, but yeah.
But, yeah, no,
T-Rod probably gonna look good in that fight. I'm gonna think,
Yeah.
honestly.
And like I said, I like C-Rod definitely more than Simon, just because Simon is just either accidentally such a dirty fighter or he's like just does not know how to not fight dirty. I don't know.
I mean, his last fight, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but wasn't it also like a first round finish, like very
Yeah.
fairly early on? If the fight goes past 2 minutes,
It went 3 minutes and 10 seconds, but no, I feel you. Because I know that fight with Mana Martinez was ridiculous.
well, even the fight before that.
No, I know. I was
was
gonna say,
also
even with him
bad.
getting the 3rd round finish, it's just fucking stupid.
But that's the
this
thing,
dude
he's
has
gotta
had-
keep winning, keep having long fights, keep doing that so he could, like, maybe one day break John Jones's record of, like, the most fouls committed inside the octagon. You know what I mean? Like,
That'd be hilarious if the most fouls committed was actually a stat that was held.
I'm pretty sure MMA On Point did a video about that.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, no, he's gonna, if he kept doing it, yeah, he'd be up there, but like,
But yeah, that should be a good fight, though. That
also
should be
he's
a lot of
teammates
fun.
with Dricus, so fuck him forever.
Let's go. But last fight announcement that we got, our boy, not the Bonfim that lost to Benoit Saint-Denis, but the better Bonfim, Gabriel Bonfim, he's back.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty tough fight ahead of him against Nicholas Dalby. What is that
In
fight?
terms of the striking, yeah.
You don't think that
But I
Dalby's...
think this is also another one of those fights where like they booked it because Bonfim can look really good in this fight.
Isn't Dalby getting old?
Pretty sure.
38 years old.
Never mind that.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting
what I'm
old,
saying,
he
like-
is old. I mean, he is on like a 3-fight winning streak, but either way, it's Claudio Silva, Warley Alves, Muslim Salikov.
All of them solid grapplers.
Yeah. Lost to Tim Means.
I'm still gonna favor Gabriel.
no,
sure.
same. Like,
26
I do
years
think-
old, 15-0. Just like,
and to be fair, sorry, with what you're saying with like solid grapplers before this, like this dude, Gabriel is so fucking slick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these last 2 wins, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that Dalby could just end up being a tougher fight for him than his last 2 opponents. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I still think it's one of those ones where he can look good in.
For sure.
Even if it's tougher.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna favor Bonfim to win. You know what I mean? But but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. When that's on the Sao Paulo card, right? I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It's November 4th.
Yep. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, let's go. Either way, that should be a good fight, fun fight. Hopefully, Bonfim, like you said, hopefully he does get a pretty easy or like a nice win. You know what I mean? Looks good in it.
Yeah.
Get him in top 15.
That's what I was about to say. I think he beats Dalby. He gets into that top 15.
So many young up and comers into the top 15. None of them are going to get fights in the top 5 for another 3 years. Crazy.
Even if he doesn't get into that top 15 spot, he'll definitely get a fight in the top 15. I can see him fighting a Kies or a Magny.
Yeah, he'll be right around there for sure.
So,
but hell yeah, that's
they could give him a Jack Della Maddalena if he loses to Kevin Holland.
No. That ain't happening. You ain't putting my boys against each other. This is already too close to my boys fighting each other. You know what I mean? You can't have
who?
He's trying to say if fucking JDM loses to Kevin Holland, put him up against fucking Bonfim.
I'm saying he could get that JDM fight. I'm not saying he would do it, but he could.
Fuck that. But
look, Kevin Holland beats JDM.
He subs him,
and then after that he fights Ian Gary, and then
Kevin Holland subs JDM. Gabriel Bonfim subs JDM.
What?
And then he goes on another 11-fight win streak. But not against those two. You know? He doesn't avenge those losses.
I don't like this disrespect to my boy.
There's no disrespect. He just takes those few losses.
Yeah, no, he's not taking those losses.
To.
No, he's not supposed to.
And then he goes on another really great streak. What are you not understanding?
I will believe in him for through it all. He's gonna continue his streak.
That'll be his math, you know?
All right, here's what's gonna happen.
No.
RNC by Kevin Holland over JDM.
No, it's gonna be a Darce.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, Darce.
Thank you.
Second round knockout by Jeff Neal onto Ian Gary.
What in the fuck is you talking about?
Michael Chiesa gets a Von Flue choke over Gabriel Bonfim after he wins this fight. I'm just saying,
Yo, I'm about to leave this call right now. What the hell?
If you can't leave the call, you can leave the room though.
I accept none of those answers. But Bonfim and Dalby should be fun.
No, it should be.
Last little bit of news.
Those are not my predictions on all those fights, by the way, if those fights ever happen. Although, Jeff Neal knocking out Ian Gary, that's a decent possibility.
Jeff Neal is getting starched. But last little bit of news that we got to talk about, though. The one non-fight announcement thing. Motherfucking PFL. They just out here collecting more money.
Collecting more money and possibly spending more money.
Well, that's the thing. You gotta collect some to pay some so you could collect some more. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, scared money don't make no money.
Let's go. But they just, Saudi Arabia got a little minority share of PFL. $100 million is what that value is looking like for them. And they're in 2024 when they have their pay-per-view fights and their cards, looking like they're all going to be hosted over there. So, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, PFL is gonna look to probably use a good amount of that 100 million or all of it.
I was gonna say a good amount, all of it, same difference.
To get that Bellator fucking purchase. They are still that number one the number one people in the running to buy them. And what you said, if it was all cash, then it's gonna be about 500 mil.
No. So this is what was being said.
Okay.
So they're looking to pay Bellator for $500 million if the deal is just primarily cash, with Paramount getting a also essentially like shares in PFL. But if it's almost all cash, they're looking to drop that from $500 million.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if it's that deal, then they'll do 500. If it's not, if it's just cash, it's gonna be less than 500 mil.
Okay.
Which is insane to me. I think Bellator is probably about worth that. Just their video library, the fact they have at least a bigger roster than PFL. Like,
yeah, but
I don't know about
really
name value within their roster, besides for like, Cyborg, Bader, and a couple others, but
yo, whoa, hold it right there. You're not about to say them and not fucking Patchy.
In terms of like,
I know
casual MMA fans,
Kyoji Horiguchi.
The biggest one they had was MVP. Like, let's be honest, in terms of like casual like name value, like for the casual fan.
Why don't the casuals know Patchy?
But
Mr. Mix-a-Lot?
Actually, sorry, Sergio Pettis is also up there with the other ones, just because Sergio is also just having that name Pettis and being from the
Czech Congo
in the UFC. Is Czech Congo even fighting still? I thought he had stopped fighting it just recently.
I was gonna say, I don't know who that guy is.
Well,
we're going off a French guy.
I'll show you the one fight that you need to know after this to really know.
Oh, I know which one you're gonna talk. I know which one you're gonna show.
Let's go. But yeah, so
But no, if PFL buys Bellator, that's amazing.
We've been talking about it. Like they just need to get that roster,
right? Because it's really not even new news at this point. It's just
because honestly, because I don't know,
I don't know what they do with the fight library.
Yeah, because that's what I was just gonna say. Where it's like, because obviously the UFC buying out all like these old organizations like they didn't have in that fight library, like it's such a big value to them. I feel like currently where it stands right now, getting the roster is way more like valuable and important than the fight library. Like I feel like the fight library.
PFL.
Yeah, that's why.
That's what I'm saying. For PFL, it is 100% more valuable.
I feel like the fight library doesn't mean shit right now.
No, that roster
for them
is what
it
they
doesn't,
need.
because honestly, like, where would they put it? Like, they don't have anywhere to put that or anything.
Yeah.
If anything, I would almost
YouTube. What do you mean?
Okay, fine, but honestly, just because I do have fight, and I do think it's like a great it's a pretty good platform anyway. I almost want this deal to be split, where PFL gets the whole roster, and the UFC can get the fight library.
What?
Why is the UFC involved?
No, I'm just saying, because like, what's PFL gonna do with the fight library? Like,
I mean, if it's involved, they might as well just have it, but it's not gonna do anything for them.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, if they could also just... Okay, think about it this way, though, also, you guys. If
you just want to be able to watch old Bellator fights on Fight Pass, motherfucker. I said you just want to watch old Bellator fights on Fight Pass, motherfucker.
No, you need to actually think about this financially. If they can offload some of the price burden to the UFC to be able to get the roster, wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, but I don't think the UFC is going to do that.
No, they wouldn't. I'm not saying that they would. I'm saying, like, I wish that was a possibility. Because the only thing I can see PFL doing with the fight library is having it put on ESPN.
I don't know. Maybe they end up making their own make their own app or something. To have,
I mean, they could do that, because then they'd have all the old WSOF fights, PFL, Bellator, and Bellator kickboxing. Everyone forgets that was a thing too. Like, I forget that was a thing for a long time.
It is, but yeah. So Bellator, they out here making the moves necessary to try and rival the UFC in some sort of way possible. And with that fucking lawsuit kicking off and shit going, you know what I mean? Like, it's this is a great time for PFL and one to really try and like start stamping their like foot in the ground as number 2. You know what I mean?
Yes, but that's also going to be something that's interesting with a lot of these lawsuits. is if they do something like almost like the Ali Act, like if these start to kick off and it goes up to that, they'll either have to become promoters or a belt holder, but they can't be both. So that's kind of gonna be the interesting part about it as well.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll get like the Ali Act kind of thing. Like it's
gonna
be
a long time.
I'm just saying. I just feel like the lawsuits are just gonna like affect the UFC like contracts and stuff like that specifically. You know what I mean? And I just feel like the other organizations are gonna have to like kind of just rival those, like, you know, because like if let's say UFC,
it'll affect all contracts.
Yeah, like because if UFC can only like legally have a max length of 2 years on their contract, it's like these other promotions they can't be like, oh, here's a 5-year contract. You know, it's like I could get 2 years in the UFC, like, you know, see like it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Get my name out. Yeah, no, like that's what I mean. Like in terms of like competitive, in terms of having to be competitive, it'll affect all the other contracts, but also at that point legally, like then there's a precedent set of like what the contracts have to be, and like that's kind of going to be what other organizations are going to have to do.
I don't know.
Like the
that's just way above my
obviously.
Knowledge, so we'll see how that plays out. But
no, yeah,
PFL's got to get that fucking Bellator roster. Let's fucking go.
Well, and the reason the only reason I even brought up the Ali Act thing is because obviously if the UFC loses this decision in this court, they're going to appeal it. They're going to try and get it to go to another court, and it could potentially go all the way up to the Supreme Court. It has that potential to potentially go up that high, and that's when an Ali Act type situation could actually come into play.
That's fair. That's a good point. But yeah, let's fucking go. I'm very excited to see how MMA changes in the next 5, 10, 15 years. You know what I mean?
This is gonna get real interesting real quick too.
But do you know it's not getting real interesting real quick?
The Contender Series?
Let's go.
What do you mean?
4 weeks down, 6 weeks to go. 3 more contracts handed out this week. Yeah, we're up to, well, I guess now 17 because of fucking Nutson getting signed. You know what I mean?
But she didn't get signed through the Contender Series. You want to know what? I wonder if she got signed for more money.
She did.
I had that thought because I'm like, yo, she honestly might have dodged a bullet. She might have dodged a little bit of a bullet.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, hey, take a short notice fight.
Exactly.
You tend to get paid, and even if it's just for one fight, like you tend to get paid a little bit more for short notice, just because it is harder for people to like.
You don't have the time to put in the full camp and be as prepared.
You know, so usually the OC's like, all right, we're going to give you a little bit of extra. Not a lot, you know. You're going from, instead of us paying you 10 and 10, you're going to 12 and 12.
Let's go.
But fuck it. $4,000 is a lot of money when you only, you know what I mean?
Or $2,000 in a rough loss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. But yeah,
but
so
if you also get fined in the night, that's another 50.
Let's go. But yeah, Contender Series, we had 5 more fights this week. As I said, only 3 contracts handed out, 3 finishes on the card. Everyone who got a finish got a contract. I don't know where you guys want to start with talking about it, but I feel like the first thing that would be funny to bring up was when you know, was fucking handing out the contracts, and this dude gets to fucking Marco in the co-main. And he was just saying how, like, unexciting and just, like, oh, the, like, you know, just talking about the Brazilian market and how it just, like, it was a lackluster fight and just, you know, whatever. And then he goes into the main event and he's just like, this guy, he's like, this is how, like, you know, for a Brazilian show, like, how you come out and fucking, like, put on a perform. And I'm just like, damn, he's really just out here like, damn, Marco, you're just a shitty Brazilian fighter than Carlos. You're not getting a contract. He is. And I was like, well, that's something.
Yeah, that was really crazy to listen to.
Yeah. It's like the things people say and, like, don't think about, like, what they're actually saying and, like, what, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. But yeah, I just thought that'd be a funny first thing to talk about. But
see, I thought the funny first thing to talk about was Joe Martinez saying Thomas Jefferson instead of Thomas Peterson.
That's also another.
Honestly, that is where I thought you were going with it. I kind of forgot about the Danish shit.
I kind of forgot about the Thomas Jefferson thing.
It's amazing Thomas Jefferson time traveled forward in time and learned MMA.
Got a motherfucking second round key lock submission at heavyweight on Contender Series in 2023
on Chandler Cole.
Yeah, but yeah, so with that fight, if they were handing out 3 contracts, he should not have gotten the third one. I don't know. That's
why he got the second one.
You know, come on now.
I'm sorry.
I love the semantics.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was not a good fight. It sucked.
No.
It was one of those fights where it's like he got the submission or like got the finish, and it's just like, good thing that we didn't have to see that fight go longer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't watch this fight.
It wasn't great. I was not impressed. But apparently Dana White was very impressed. So you know what I mean?
I was impressed when I saw Chandler Cole walk out. I'm like, oh, this fight's gonna suck. I saw him and I'm like, oh shit. Mainly because I didn't watch that particular season of the fucking Contender series, not Contender, the Ultimate Fighter, and this dude lost to what was it, Jack Heiderman?
Oh, that's him. That's why that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this fight. I wasn't here for the first 2, so I have nothing to add. I didn't realize that was him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and
very sad.
I didn't watch it, and the second I saw him walk out, I'm like, well, this ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, that was.
And then
not
I saw
good.
his loss to Jack Heiderman, who I've seen
Jordan
fight
Heiderman?
now twice. Huh?
Jordan Heiderman.
Jordan, sorry, not Jack. That's how little I remember this man.
Yeah,
Look,
Jordan and
look, you
Dante
saw how
Galicia.
this man got taken down when he had double underhooks.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? It happens to the worst of them.
Like, come on.
Yo. The disrespect.
But come on, as Ginger said.
Anyway, that first fight though, that I also didn't watch, but I heard some good things.
No, yeah, okay. So, his opponent Dylan Salvador, when they were going to fight, I was looking at his record and seeing that he had Muay Thai and kickboxing fights against Buakaw Sidichai and a kickboxing win over Giga Chikadze. I was like, all right, this dude is probably a really good striker. And I guess no one told Oki that because he went out there with no respect for his hands or anything at all. Just put the pressure on him, beat the shit out of him, and just folded him in under 3 minutes. And I was just like, well, let's fucking go. Oki is definitely getting a contract. But yeah,
there was the one
that was good.
That one and the main event, I think both of us were like, yeah, these two are getting a contract. Is anyone else really gonna get a contract?
Yeah.
Well, Thomas did because 3 finishes, 3 contracts.
Yeah. And only other real thing I know for that was Yorsri was brought in on I guess somewhat short notice because Marco was supposed to fight Val Woodburn, who got brought in to fight Bo Knackle. But he fought
how long ago was that?
Wasn't that in July?
Yeah.
That was
that was July 8th.
July the 29th.
Oh no, the beginning.
Oh, the beginning?
July 8th.
Oh, I thought it was the pay-per-view.
Card.
So, I mean, not that short of notice, to be fair. Because that was announced, like, the week of, and then I think he got announced, like, the next week or something, or within that same week.
Yeah.
So, like, not the shortest of notice.
6 weeks, something like that, probably.
Yeah.
But
that's the dude who's, 1-3 against Alex Bejeda in kickboxing?
Or 1-2.
Oh, 1-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 0-2 to Izzy?
Yeah. So, just had a little bit of hype on him, a little bit of name coming in, just training with Alex too. But he didn't look too great in that fight. Definitely a better kickboxer than MMA fighter, as he moves down to 5-3 with that loss. But but yeah, that's really it for Contender Series. That's gonna wrap that up. And that's gonna wrap up this motherfucking podcast for tonight. Let's fucking go. Yeah. We got Paris tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got Paris tomorrow morning. LFA at night.
I mean, since it is a Saturday morning card, you need Saturday night fights, so.
But hell yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. If you did, as always, press the little like button. Press the subscribe button. Drop a comment, you know what I mean?
Is this LFA in Brazil?
What?
This isn't Sao Paulo, Brazil. Oh. No, sorry, I was just looking at the LFA card. All Brazilian fighters.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
I didn't realize it was in Brazil.
All the time.
Like button, subscribe button.
All right, peace
Drop
out.
a comment. Peace.